So let's check another thing. 171 billion.
You know, crypto's about to
Okay, so 171 billion on new all-time high.
get really, really easy. The hardest thing you're going to have to figure out how to do or when to do is to take profit. And I'm going to do video.
I definitely agree with that, but the issue is it can always go up in crypto. You never know when not to take profit, right? So that's why there's like gamblers on crypto, because sometimes like they sell a coin for $30,000 and then it goes to $300,000. They sell a coin for 50K, and that's the mindset most people have. You have to have a barrier where you're okay to sell.
Surge is much bigger than what we saw over the last several days here. Okay, now obviously there's no guarantees. This isn't financial advice or anything like that. And we're starting to see some pretty distinct signs in terms of BTC dominance. I'm not trying to get too far ahead of myself. We still have, some further extensions to go here. But when we look around the crypto market, there is this huge presence of short interest right now. And I know I've talked about interest in other videos, but
so here we can see short interest, open interest. Everybody's talking about Bitcoin basically rising, crypto rising because of this one single indicator. That's what I'm most worried about, is like everyone is relying on this one single indicator. I think the big institutions will probably find out about this indicator and decide, what other indicators can we look at to short or buy Bitcoin? The biggest indicator for me is when the corporations started selling their Bitcoin and buying Ethereum.
Included, had an imbalance to the short side. Just to show you guys here, right now, 4%.
One reason is like people keep coming back to my stream and my channel is not because I'm the biggest, but usually because I am right by the stuff I talk about. Again, not financial advice, but a lot of stuff I predicted right. I predicted Shiba Inu's crash right, and that means something.
Companies quietly.
So this is pretty big. This is why Bitcoin mostly pumped, right? Coinbase quietly added Bitcoin to their balance sheets. They didn't even announce it. They don't have to announce it. They just have to include it in the balance sheet.
Enterprises stacking BTC, government stacking BTC, and there are still people just being very not smart. I didn't want to say stupid, but they're being very not smart right now, okay? And they are betting very heavily against assets in the crypto market. I don't think this is going to end very well for them. Now, obviously, this isn't to guarantee your financial advice or anything like that. And what I will say is we need to see a lot of what we've seen. We need to see confidence remain high. We still need to see big accumulation taking place. And I can't remember how.
I think before we see 150,000 Bitcoin, we're on a very good path to do that. There's actually a lot of hype when this happens.
Thought about where I was going. Oh, I remember now. What I also found, and I've talked about this in some other videos, retail is starting to pay attention as well. Both Rob.
So yeah, most like new retail investors have finally started to come back in crypto. And I think that's the big factor that's actually going to save crypto is this point. That's why institutions are buying first, and then it's the big corporations.
Robinhood and Crypto.com have now entered the top 200 free app downloads in the Apple App Store. I'm not sure what it is.
Okay, so that means something. It means people are probably also, for me, it also means that people are kind of coming back to crypto after their crypto probably crashed and they just delete the apps and use it on the web browser. And they have maybe like $300, $1,000, $10,000, and then they reinstall the app.
When we have seen this historically speaking and all these things moving together, it has led us on huge, massive extensions in the crypto market. And
so there is some indicators that basically the pump might be starting right now. We're like in the start of the pump. And we don't know how long this pump will last. We don't know if the prices will reach. Analysts are saying 170,000 Bitcoin. Like XRP already had its run as well. A good run.
Without the big news headlines, right? It feels kind of similar to February into March, but it on a bigger note, okay? And what I will say is that right now we're still flashing 0 out of 30 bull market peak indicators, okay? We're on the verge of something really.
Look at this, 100% hold. Everything is saying to hold. That is insane. I never saw that before, that like all the indicators set to hold your BTC basically. ETF to Bitcoin ratio says hold. Everything tells you to hold. Again, I think they're kind of skewed as well, but anyone like shorting the market right now, if they do a short, they're going to make tons of money if Bitcoin goes down. So there's for sure people doing it, but not because the indicators show. They're playing basically the underdogs and getting like 70% of the profit for the shorts. But right now, it doesn't look like the shorts might happen. Right now, it looks like the shorts will definitely explode.
It seems like it's just going to run forever. It won't. There will be important times to take profit and, pull your positions. The only thing I don't like about the charts right now is just that we've been up in this overbought range for weekly or for daily stochastic RSI, basically since back here.
I think if the markets don't move, that's a problem. But right now, the markets are moving. Like if we see Bitcoin just staying at the same price level, yeah, that's obviously problematic because people get bored of the same price. That's what we saw in 2021 June. Prices went down because they were too stable. Like people went on summer vacation, people didn't do their jobs, and that's why Bitcoin really went down. The traders didn't trade. All the institutions went home. All the retail investors, they had vacation. And once you have these big traders come in and buy the supply first, the retail comes up next. So yeah, it definitely does seem like that Bitcoin is going to go up, but nobody knows for sure how much. The good indicators though are that right now Bitcoin could go up a bit more. It could go up $3,000, could go $10,000, could go $15,000. Nobody knows for sure, but it's definitely going up in my opinion. But who knows? Like it's one indicator is not enough. So he's gonna be making it back, and there is gonna be more money to be made from basically selling to retail investors. That's my opinion. Like there's gonna be a lot of retail investors coming in, and these big institutions might sell everything to them. They might sell the shovel, they might sell extra Bitcoin, and they might buy it themselves. That's why they're buying big supplies for cheap now, because they will need to hold these assets. If they want to sell 10 million of Bitcoin, they will need to hold actually 10 million of Bitcoin. It won't be like a FTX scenario where the website crashes and they're gonna get it for very, very cheap.